Hi everyone, this is Shravani. Welcome to my channel NCERT Made Easy. In the previous video, we covered some previous year questions of January 2021 Child Development and Pedagogy Paper 2. In this video, we'll cover the remaining ones. Question number 26. Multilingualism in a classroom needs to be understood as dash by the teachers. Multilingualism means the classroom with different languages. Option 1, a problem. 2, a systemic approach. 3, an asset and resource. 4, a hindrance. Multilingualism in a classroom should be taken as a asset and resource by the teacher, because multilingual child will be creative, and the multilingual child can adjust in the different in any type of environment or in a society. So it should be taken as asset, not as a problem or issue or as a hindrance. 27. Needs of gifted and creative children can be addressed by 1. Providing specific instructions to solve problems. 2. Administrating memory based tests. 3. Giving challenging tasks and activities to prevent boredom. 4. Giving questions that require convergent thinking. How can we address the needs of the gifted children and the creative children? By providing specific instructions to solve problem. It does not help them. The gifted and the creative children are having good intelligence, and they always feel bored when we give an activity or the work which is lower than their level. So by giving specific instructions will not prevent their boredom, and administrating memory based test is also of no use. And option 3, by giving challenging tasks. The task should be challenging for them, and it should be of the higher level so that they can prevent their boredom. So option 3 is the right answer. And by convergent thinking, by giving divergent thinking questions, we can prevent their boredom. Convergent thinking means a question which is having only one answer or thinking only at the one side of the situation, that is called as convergent. Divergent means multiple ways. The we have to give an activity that is having a different solutions or multiple solutions. Option 3 is the right answer. Next, question number 28. Children with dyslexia can be identified by 1. Analyzing their reading and writing skills. 2. Assessing their ability to solve complex higher order problems. 3. Finding out their social and the cultural context. 4. A thorough physical health checkup. Dyslexia means the child will be, or the person will be having the reading and the writing disorder. This is a disorder. The child will be having problem in the reading and the writing. So it can be identified by analyzing their reading and the writing skills. We should know that this dyslexia is a disorder which is in which the child will be facing the problem with the reading and the writing. So just by assessing their ability, we can't identify the dyslexia children, or by knowing their social and the cultural context also we cannot identify the children, or by the health checkup or the physical health checkup also we can't identify the children with the dyslexia. Option 1 is the right one. 29. Which of the following is not a suitable learning material for students who are partially sighted? Option 1, talking books, felt bulletin boards. 2, small print worksheets. 3, large print books. 4, three-dimensional maps and charts. Here they asked the learning material which is not suitable for the partially sighted children. The partially sighted means who are having the problem with the sight, who can't see the print or the things which are very small. So which of the materials are not suitable for the partially sighted students? That is small print books. By giving small print books to the partially sighted children, they cannot see that small print. So it is not a suitable learning material for them. And the talking books and the felt bulletin boards. Talking books means the recorded reading of a book will be given for the children who are having sight problems. And large print books, felt bulletin board means the bulletin board will be having and the pictures will be stick over it, and it is also a good learning material for the students with the partially sightedness. And large print books also the good suitable learning material for the students. And three-dimensional chart or the maps are also the good suitable learning materials for the children with the partial sightedness. And option 2 is the wrong one, which is not suitable for them. Question number 30. The underlying belief behind inclusive education is: inclusive classroom means which in which the different abilities children will come and study. So, option 1, provisioning of special education institutions for children with different handicaps. 2, the philosophy that all children have a right to get equal education in a regular school. 3, segregation of children on the basis of their abilities and provisioning of vocational training accordingly. 4, diagnostic labeling of children based on their handicaps for identification of their limitations. So, classroom or the inclusive education means where the different ability students or the children will come and study. So, provisions of special education institutions for children with different handicaps. Different, no need of any special institutions for the children. There is no need of any special institutions. Inclusive education accepts all types of children. So option 1 is wrong. The philosophy that all children have the right to get equal education in a regular school. This is the right one, because all children can come and study, and there is nothing, no disability can stop the children from coming to school and learning. So option 2 is the right one. And 3, segregation is a wrong thing, and the diagnostic labeling. We should never segregate or label the children based on their disability or the handicapness. And option 3 and 4 are the wrong one, and option 2 is the right one. Next. I hope you enjoyed the session, and if you have not yet watched my channel or visited my channel, please do visit and like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.